give him a chance.
So, just like that, it's another Thursday night. Welcome to an exciting episode of the Indie Escape Network presents World Klass Clown with Robert Bass, who has an amazing guest tonight. Influencer, comedian, model, actor, DJ Pryor. Robert, how excited are you?
I can't even say words, man. I don't. Yeah, I'm probably as giddy as white girls when they saw the Beatles. Just, better yet, anybody when they saw Michael Jackson. I'm ready to faint. I am super excited. I'm super excited. This was what, over a month in the making, and yeah, and man, yeah, I'm excited. I'm super excited. That's how I'm gonna say. What up, Ken? Oh man, yeah, I'm super excited. I'm so excited. Go ahead.
That you just can't hide it. You're about to lose control. You think you like it?
Yep.
Really, you're making me. You make. You
no, that's anyway. I got a new attitude. Whatever. Like, that's how excited I am. I'm mixing up my black women.
You take JW's comment.
Hey, I want to talk to JW later because I told you about Fat Cavill, but whatever. Anyway, yeah.
You did tell him about that. I would like to welcome Joe to the Fucked Up Heart Club. Thank you.
Oh, so you finally told people?
Yeah. I told
okay.
people. I did. So, guys, if I'm a little off tonight, there's been things going on in the background. I apologize. Trying to stay on my game for my man, Robert.
Definitely. I appreciate
it. So, tell us a little bit about your relationship and the guest prior to him coming on, please.
I'm gonna just give a phrase because I really want to just kind of keep it moving and get him on. So, a true friend. That's the best way that I can describe that. A true friend.
All right. I know how excited you are about this episode, so I'm going to do a little housekeeping first, everybody. If you're first tuning into the network, please go to our socials and give us a like and follow. It doesn't cost you a thing, means the world to us. We greatly appreciate it. And as you know, tonight we have a great guest, DJ Pryor, on Robert's show.
Yep.
And Monday nights we have Generation Movie with JW and Rich. Mondays at 10 p.m. Eastern, where they go over current and classic movies to extent. And Loud and Nerdy with the guys, Tuesday at 9 p.m. as well. I'm sorry, I forgot to change that. Generation Movies on at 9 p.m. now. That's my mistake.
Okay, so they moved up. Okay.
They moved up. Yeah, we're going to keep the big dogs at 10 p.m. and that's kind of what they said. But Gabe had to postpone his show this week because of the LA fires. His guest was involved in those, so unfortunately she had to postpone. We're looking forward to the next show. But our new series, Indie Escape Network presents Troy Hill Talks. It premiered last week. He's going to be on next Thursday night with another great episode with him and Sturdy. So, and I think I did. Did I do the movies? I don't remember if I did the movies or not. Did I do the movies? Full Moon Fever.
You didn't.
Oh, so if you guys haven't been paying attention, our Sunday night guys, David Lee Madison and Scott Schiaffo from the movie Clerks, they have Full Moon Fever available on Amazon Prime Video now. Also, if you're in the Florida, Georgia, North Carolina area, you'll know we're affiliated with the Harlow's Haunt movie. Harlow's Haunt 2 is going to be filming very soon in those areas. And I think that's it. We got JW past my bedtime, laugh out loud. So, sir, please introduce your guest so I can bail out and let you guys have a blast. Just remember, I'm just a call away.
Definitely. All right. So, you know, I was telling him before the show, like I was on my way home and I was like, how am I going to introduce him? And I'm like going over it in my head and I'm like, it's getting long. And then it got to a point where I realized and it kind of goes into your question of, you know, how I would describe this guy. So there was a time I was at work and man, I really wasn't feeling it. And I remember I reached out to him via text, like, hey, are you busy? I wanted to pick your brain about something. And so he responded to me. He was like, yeah, go ahead. So I instantly went on break. I called him. And I remember asking him the question, how did you know when it was time for you to just go all in on comedy? And his response to me was, I was I was at work. I was working at Walmart and I was out getting carts. And it dawned on me that this wasn't what I wanted to do. And he said, once I realized I was at the point that all I could think about was this, um, I put the carts back in, told my boss, this is it for me, and I quit and I haven't looked back. And so, you know, when you hear something like that, you know, it's like, oh, okay. I mean, you know, a lot of people say that story, and that's fine. But let me tell you what that looks like to me. So that mentality ultimately turns into a video, of him and his son having a conversation about, I believe it was the series Power, and his son was a toddler and he was speaking gibberish, but they were having a conversation. And I remember when I first saw the video, I was like, man, that's kind of cute. And then I remember I saw it again, but when I saw it again, something was different. And then I realized it wasn't him sharing the video. Then the next time I see it, then there's commentary, and that video ultimately ended up going viral to the point that he was on nationally syndicated morning shows such as Good Morning America. Um, and then from there, it led to a modeling gig with Gillette. He is literally on the box of Gillette, which says a lot because he's black and black people generally get razor bumps. But this guy is on the box of Gillette. And then from there, it turned into some.
Hold on. DJ, I can see you down there. Is it okay if I showed the picture of the Gillette box? Give me a nod. Okay. So yeah, seriously, this is.
This is it. And so, you know, like I said, it had been a month in the making. And it was, I actually ended up taking that picture and sending it to Joe. And it was at that moment that I realized, like, I can't rush this. And so, you know, even from there it ended up in some you know, some roles and some independent movies, and even more so, he has a comedy special, Daddy's Issues, on Amazon Prime, and he is the owner of a comedy club in Clarksville, Tennessee. So, you know, again, he's always been there for me. There was a time when I was going through something and he just shot me a message and he was like, bruh, anytime you need me, call me. And so as it pertained to this show, I was trying to be professional. I sent him a message and he hadn't responded. And I was okay with that because I know he was busy. And so I sent a follow-up maybe a couple days later, and then out of nowhere, he calls me. And the first thing he says is, bruh, you know I'll do it for you. And man, that was it. So with that, I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna go ahead and introduce him to some. Um, you may have seen the video, so you won't be surprised when you see him. But I want to introduce my friend, DJ Pryor.
Yo.
What's going on, bro?
What's up, man?
Oh man. It is so funny, you know, when I think about how we met. Like, you know, because at the time that we met, I think that was around about the time when I had decided, like, I think I can do this. And so my brother was like, whenever you want to take a trip for this comedy thing, I'm with you. So some kind of way on Facebook, I see this contest for the NBC thing, and I'm like, all right, we're gonna go. And when we get to Atlanta, he's like, you know, the best thing we should do is just go ahead and we should just go and map it out, see how to get to the club so we can get there in the morning. And man, pull up and the line is already forming because like it was only supposed to be the first 100. And I remember my brother looking at me and I looked at him and I was like, I guess I'm gonna be out here tonight.
Yeah.
And throughout
what's
the
up,
night,
guys? I see some of y'all saying what's up. What's up, guys?
and through the course of the night, your voice was a constant. And I'm like, man, who is this guy? Like, why is this guy? Like, why is he so vocal? Like, and I think for me, like, I'm not a shy person, but it wasn't an atmosphere that I was used to.
Right.
So I'm like, man, this guy. Then we exchanged information. I remember I was so new into it that I didn't know how to formulate a minute.
Yeah.
To where it could be funny.
Yeah.
So I didn't get to move on to the next round, but you did, and I was like, I like this kid. I want to, I want to hang out with him, and network or whatever the case may be. And man, that was like you had pointed out, man, that was over 12 years ago, and here we are.
Here we are.
So how are you?
I'm good, man. You know what? To think about that when we met, it's crazy, that audition. I don't know if you remember this. It came to my memory because I was thinking about that night, and there was this guy, man. I don't remember his name, but he was more vocal than anybody. He just kept talking about how he had done Def Jam and he knew this person and knew that person, and so he was talking the whole night, bruh. And I just remember everybody just kind of I don't know if you remember this or not, but he just kept talking to everybody, and he was offering advice and and trying to get people to practice their bits and all this stuff. But what he was really doing, he was really scoping everybody out. He was nervous.
Yeah.
And he was there that night. But he said, I don't gotta wait here. I can come in the morning. They gave
Yes.
He left. He came back the next morning. They let him in with us, right? Yep. So we go in there, and he was so sure that he had made it, right? Gets in there, and I remember he goes up there, and he doesn't kill at all. He was so cocky, and I remember you went up there, murdered. I just thought I was like, yo, he's funny.
And I thought, like, for me, I was confident in my material. That I was.
You were.
But confident. It was just kind of a thing wherein I didn't know the ropes of it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You just didn't know the polishing of it. Yeah.
Hit him. And then, and then we can fast forward. I think one of my favorite moments with you was when your then fiance, now wife, was still in Fort Lauderdale, and you hit me up. And you was like, hey, bro, I'm going to be in Florida. Yeah. I want to link up. So I'm like, okay. So come down, and we did a show. We did a show together. And, up until that point, I don't know if you knew this, I had never seen you fully perform. Like, I had only seen
the audition
from the contest. Yeah. And I remember we were sitting, and the guy was telling a joke, and you laughed and you said something. Yeah. And the guy said something slick to you. And I was like, oh, man, this might not end well. Yeah. From the standpoint, like, I don't think he knows who DJ is. Like, DJ is another comedian. Yeah. And he wasn't funny. But then you got on the stage, and it was a moment like, I probably shouldn't even said nothing then. So, like, it's things, it's memories. So when he asked me how would I describe you, I truly do see you as a true friend. When in need, you were there, and just saying, hey, man, I'm gonna be in Florida. Yeah. I was at your wedding. Like, we are friends. Like, so imagine me, seeing the video with you and your son, and I'm like, that's my dude. Okay. Yeah. Oh, man. I was at the I know him. Like, I know him. And I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, when the video went viral, I called my brother, and I was like, bro, you remember that time we went to Georgia and I was telling you about the young kid, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Like, his video that went viral. And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, I'm more excited about this than you. Okay, I get it. Right. It's okay. But I know him, and I'm like, this is crazy. And the one thing that I left out was, and at one point, you were like the ambassador of tailgating for the Tennessee Titans. Yeah. Yeah. That was before they are who they are right now. That was when they still had Derrick Henry. Yeah, I get it. I just want to put that out there, guys. It wasn't recent. Listen. You're just getting used to having your team being me. I'm used to it. I'm Florida. I root for the Dolphins. It's whatever. But I was so just the joy of being able to say, I know this guy. Yeah, I know his journey. I think the one thing that made me gravitate to you was your story. You know what I mean? what got you into it? Because at that point, I don't think that I had fully done the research about comedy and comedians. You know, I think I was one of those urban comedians who had watched Delirious and watched Raw and felt like I had to, you know, mother this and mother that, and you know, and not really understanding where it came from, and not understanding why some of my jokes hit harder than others because of the place that it came from. And so with that, you know, with your story, then I was like, yo, this dude, and then just to watch you, and now look at you, a club owner.
Come on now. Well, see, now let me put this out here. And see, now that is that came kind of one of those things where my man Gary, his name is Gary Singleton, and Leela, they were the ones who came up with the concept. They came to me and said, look, we got this idea, and it was, so it's a partnership. So it's not just fully me. Although I would want to take the full credit.
Right.
No, but when I tell you they're godsends to the city, man. So when they came to me about it, that was for me to jump in. It made sense for me. I'm all about investment. You know what I mean? Acquisitions. You know, these are kind of conversations I'm having. It's like, you know, where can I, you know, is this a good business move for me? And the club was a great business move. Just to get this going for the city. And so when I made the announcement, the response was overwhelming, man, because they love this club, man, and they supporting it. So, man,
I remember earlier on, like when you first opened, I remember you did a video where you was just like, and then you kind of turned to, you did that infamous turn. I was like, yo,
they in there. They're proud of it. They're proud of it, man. They're like, they're really in here. They're supporting it because they ain't had nothing like this. You know what I'm saying? We got to go to Nashville. I'm 45 minutes northwest of Nashville. So, you know, sometimes you don't want to make that drive all the time. And depending on traffic, it could be even longer than that. So sometimes you just want to, with us being by the Army base, Fort Campbell is one of the biggest base, you know, in the country. You know, it's convenient to have the club. It's literally right there, like the gate. As soon as you come out the gate, the club's right there. So it just it kind of works, man. So having the soldiers and different, you know, it's a transit city. We got people from, nobody here is from here because of the military. Everybody was stationed from different places. So when you got that many people from different places, is good. Laughter is the only thing that's universal. Shameless plug. Laughter is that thing that's just, you know what I mean? Like it's so universal. So you can speak that language. You know what I'm saying? And people get it.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. Because I've done a couple videos, not diligent with it. But I understand the need for social media. And so, you know, it may start off as a dumb question, but like when you did the video with your son, like when you watched it back, was you like, did you have any idea it would get as big as it got?
Nah, I don't think you ever think that. I think, you know, for real, it's for home movies. It wasn't even, that's what people don't know, is it really wasn't supposed to be posted. Like, look to me, none of y'all would have ever saw it. It was, you know, my wife posted it. So that's how it got. You know what I'm saying? So I thought it was funny, you know, we might show some people in our phones, you know. That was it. You know, it was for home movies to show them when they get older. It was never my intent to post it. So then when she did, and it was like, oh, yeah, I mean, cool. But then that mug, you know, as soon as she posts like 300,000 views and this, and then we go to bed and we wake up and in 10 hours, 25 million. You like, God dang, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you wake up famous. You go into the, you know,
million. Oh, man, you was doing red carpet and everything.
It was crazy. But you know what, for real, it's scary though. That's what the part that people don't tell you about, because there is no privacy. So everybody, like people who know where you live, you know how scary that is? To where the whole world is talking about you, and they know where you live. They can just tell somebody, yo, I know where you live. He my next door neighbor. I had this next door neighbor that never spoke to us. And then after that, they was saying stuff like, yeah, I heard y'all in there laughing last night. Like, what? I was in an apartment, bro. Like, it was scary. You didn't know, like, you know what I mean? Like, anybody came through the gate, you don't know if they come in looking for you. People just pull up on us. We go for family walks. You couldn't just go for a walk. Somebody just walk up on you. It was it was cool, but it was eerie after a while. You like, I don't know you, but you know me. You know what I mean? Yeah, one day I was in the store, and I just said, this is when I just had my boys, and somebody said, how's Jabari in Kingston? And it hit me like, oh yeah, you famous. Like, they know their children by name. Yeah. It's kind of scary. So it was cool, but it was eerie after a while, because it was like, oh, okay, that's different.
And you're right. I never would have thought of that. Yeah. You know, I think when other people do it, and I think this speaks to the strength of our friendship. Like, when other people do it, I'd be like, man, I wonder what I got to do to get there.
Yeah.
When you did it, it was more of a, man, I know him.
Yeah.
My dog is finally getting his just due because, you know, I can tell the things that people can find on the internet, but I don't, you know, there is no way to really tell the story of the things that they don't see. You know, the grind, the moments, you know, because again, we were in Atlanta when I met you, and you had to drive from Tennessee to Atlanta, and you had beat me there, and I was just coming from Florida, and like, you know, and you had already been there, and it's just like the idea of being able to say, okay, well, this is this and this is that, okay, you know, and for some people, it was overnight, not realizing, no, it wasn't overnight. It wasn't. It was the grind. Your streaming service that you plug, you know, there was that, like that was the starting of that. And like, so for me, I think the part that made me so excited and so proud of you was just to understand that I knew some of the backstory. Not you know, all of it, but just some of it. And you know, and a lot of times in what we do, it is so nice to see somebody that you genuinely like succeed. Like, you know, it's people out, you know, we cool. I don't really mess with them like that. But you know, just to see you, because you are a good guy. Like, you know what I mean? Because you know, even going back, you know, you know, I mean, even going back to the story you was telling about the guy. Like, I think there was times you would say something, and he would say things that seemed a little condescending. And just the way you navigated through it, like you were mature beyond your years. Because me, I'd have been like, "What's up with you, player?"
You know, well, I think that's what I knew when he was doing that, because I had been doing it at that time. I think I'd have been doing it for like 6 or 7 years. So I knew when dudes do that, when they get in it, you know, in comics, especially in comics, it's like rappers. They, you know, somebody got to do a flow to fill the other one out. It was like that. It was like a who's who, right? But I was at this point, you know, I'm still paying my dues. I'm like 6, 7 years in, but I'd already experienced so much. So we sleeping out in the rain. It's raining outside. You know what I'm saying? So we could get in this club. Remember that? So it's raining outside. So you out here to come out here to say I don't gotta stay out here. In fact, I'm about to leave y'all here in this rain. I'll be back in the morning. And I knew then, and I said,
don't have to be here.
I don't have to be here. That's when I knew he wasn't funny. I said, he's not funny. He died. He died a very slow death on that hill. It was terrible.
And it's so funny. Like, you know, people, you know, every now and then people think they can do what we do, and then there's the people that are, you know, honest about it. And I always tell them there are things. So you could pick that up then, and it took me some time. And I remember I would go and I would do the Fort Lauderdale Improv, and I remember one time, man, it was like an amateur show, because now I'm trying to get you know, familiar with the owner or whatever. So I'm going, and so we standing outside, and the amateur shows are bringer shows. You gotta have 10 people to perform. And I'll never forget, this kid come out, and he's like, so, you know, anybody that comes see me, just go to the window, say my name, and you get in free. And I remember looking at my brother, and I was like, this ain't gonna be good. Like, this ain't gonna be good. Like, nobody should know. You know, and that was kind of one of the things that I kind of, you know, I appreciate. Most times I'm a chameleon. Most people don't even know, and then I perform, and they're like, man, I was outside with you, and I didn't even know you were gonna. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. So just even in that. So now, we do the video. Now we're a black man on the razor box. You know. Razors. With a baby face. I say this guy. Look at this guy.
Look at him.
Man. Like, and I'm like, oh man, this is crazy. I was somewhere else. I want to say in Publix. Like, bro, you're everywhere. Like, still, like, everywhere.
It's everywhere. No, they tried to play me though. They tried to play me. I gotta say this. Look, this clip I'm about to say probably gonna go viral. I ain't gonna lie. Procter & Gamble tried to play me at first. They tried to play me. So what it was, they hit me up about it, and we agreed on the price. So I said, all right, cool. So I get out to Boston,
Mm-hmm.
That's where I did the pictures at. So me and my youngest son, we flew to Boston. And we get there, we get the meeting or whatever. We get to meet with them. We're talking about what the shoot. The shoot is scheduled for the next day. So we get there a day in advance. So we're doing this and they're looking at my face and they're going like, oh, your face is kind of rough. And so we're thinking about, we're probably not going to use you. We're going to maybe use your son and this and that. I was like, hold on. I just flew out here. Not true enough, I flew out here on y'all dime, but yeah, we. I said, so I'm like, is the feed still the same? We don't know. And so wait. So y'all got me here because y'all saw what my face looked like before then. And admittedly, so I had some areas that I needed, you know what I mean? Because it was just like some areas, like some indentions in my face, I guess, from some old razor stuff. And so, so I was like, was the price still the same? Well, no. And mind you, I hadn't even checked in my hotel yet. So I still got my luggage. I grabbed my son and grabbed my manager. I said, let's go. Mr. Pryor, let's talk about it. No. See, what you don't do, you don't get me here to hustle me, right? Yeah. I'm a businessman. If you're a business person, let's talk business. So until y'all do, I'm going to go check myself in a hotel, right? We're going to sit in a hotel. We're going to eat on your dime. And when y'all figure this out, y'all call me back. Took them like a day and a half to get it. After they kept saying, come on over, because the place was literally next door where we were doing the shoot. The Procter & Gamble headquarters. Literally next, the Gillette headquarters was next door. So they kept saying, come on next door. I said, no, until y'all come with my number. So we sat in there, kept calling my manager. They kept going higher until they landed on the number we agreed to. And I said, okay, on my way. And I went next door. They was like, well, you got to shave your face. Cool. I said, well, look, before I endorse this, let me make sure that this product actually works. Because if it's not, then I'm just a black man on here lying to my people. Yeah. And I don't want to do that because I'm going to be honest, black people don't use this, right? He's like, no, it'll work. But the guy... I think he's originally from it's some African country. I want to say it was Ghana or Nigeria. It's somewhere Nigeria. I think it was Nigeria. And he was like, I'm the one who had helped with the case study to develop this. So I said, all right, well, if it worked on you, it should work on me. Yeah. Tried it, and usually I bump up quick if it don't work. Yeah. Man, I did it, and they gave me the aftershave, and it worked. I said, let's do this shit, and that's how it actually happened.
Yeah, that explained that smile.
Yeah,
that money was right, but that smile was. I was like, man, bro, that's not a put on smile. Like, there's something behind that smile.
We got this money.
Got that money.
We about to be in everybody's store. That's what that
was. So then things happen, and again, I'm sitting as a spectator just watching this. Yeah, and I'm like, okay, his momentum is going because I think when I saw the razors in the store, it was just a reminder. I knew about the razors because when it happened, like you posted it. Like that's one thing I like about you and your team. Like y'all get after it. When it's something, boom, here we go. And y'all flood in a good way. It's very, very nice to watch, I will say. Yeah. And so time progressed, things go on. There was the Tennessee Titan thing, and then Hey, everybody. Yeah, this is DJ Pryor. I got some very exciting news. Stay tuned. I'm like, Negro, how long do I have to stay tuned? And then I'm doing the comedy special. And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Yeah, and I'm gonna say this. I know somebody else who did the comedy special. And theirs was on Amazon, and man, yours made theirs look like it was filmed on a BlackBerry. Like just again, just from the conversation of you saying, "Hey, I was working, and I said to myself, this is it. Can't do this no more. I need to go on my path." I knew the grind. I knew the hustle behind it. Yeah. Bro, that production though.
Thank you, brother.
That production though.
Thank you, man. It was crazy. That budget was $150,000 to do that whole thing. That building looked nothing like what we turned it into. That stage was built. Like that set behind me was built. That set cost I believe $35,000 to do. But I saw a vision on what I wanted it to look like. But my team came in and shouts out to them, man, because it's easy to stay, you know, when you're the front guy, you take all the credit. But my team was amazing and diligent in hearing my vision, going after it and accomplishing it, man. And we shot that mug. And it was, I think when I come out on stage, you kind of see me like pause and I'm clapping it up, but it's like I'm standing there and these people are standing on their feet. This, you know, 1,400 seater auditorium and people coming to see you. You going, yo, like you see the cameras, you see the crane, the camera crane coming in, and you standing there and there's smoke coming out the stage and the lights, and you going, oh, okay, this is here. They came to hear me tell jokes. Okay, well, let's get to it. It's almost like one of those things you gotta snap yourself out of it, like, okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I did an hour and some change. Like, for real, when we went to go edit in the edit room, that's the toughest thing when you do a special. Is figuring out what jokes make it and what jokes don't. Because I did like an hour and 20. An hour and 20, an hour and 30 that night. So it was kind of hard being in the cutting room, figuring out what jokes. They like, cut this one. Cut that one. Cut my Bill Cosby joke. They wanted me to cut my Bill Cosby joke. I said, no, you gotta leave the Bill Cosby. You gotta leave it. It's like, that's probably the toughest part.
And I know, like, so I'm like, okay. So then I say, so it comes out, Amazon Prime. Okay. Well, I got Amazon Prime because my wife wouldn't let me cancel it. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, this is what up. And so to hear you describe what you were going through to come out on the stage again, and I'm probably gonna say this until I'm blue in the face. Yeah. Me knowing what I know of you and where you came from, I'm sitting. We have this bench that sits at the foot of our bed, and I'm sitting like. Like just like, man, like this dude is unbelievable. So Thank you. Bro, I can big you up all night. Yeah, because I'm that happy to know you. I'm that proud of you.
Thank you, brother.
And man, it meant the world to me for you to be here tonight. So with that being said, okay, and I kind of I think there was either a picture or a video. So I knew there was a partnership as it pertained to the club, but I didn't want to try to speak on it because I wasn't sure. So I figured, you would kind of clear that up for me. So you got the club. The club is doing. And every time, I follow the club on Facebook. We'll plug that later. But so every time you promote a show, I share it. I don't even live in Tennessee, but I share it because I want, it's a thing. It's a proud moment, because I know what it is, and I'm that type of person. I'm not a hater. So now you have basically a home base. Anytime you need to get on and work out new material, you got that. But what's next for you?
Man, right now, honestly, man, I'm about to do a movie. I'm about to do a movie. When you accomplish, for me immediately, when we got the funding, I hadn't even shot the special yet. When we got the funding for the special, kind of give you backstory. When I came up with the special idea, it was kind of like, oh, well, here's what I want to do, and I got a producer friend. And I said, give me a budget. You know what I mean? I want it to look like this. I want to do this. I want to do that. I thought it was going to be like $20,000. He came back. He said, oh, it's going to be $130. Then he said, oh, no, actually, he said this is going to be $150. So that's how we got it up to $150. When I made my pitch to investors, I actually got $250. But I didn't need $250. So I let them keep the other half, but I did the $150. After that, immediately, one of the best and worst things you could ever do to a person like me is let me set a goal and let me taste what it's like. And then you taste that success all the time. So now you like, what ain't nothing I can do. You know what I mean? So immediately I was already thinking before then, I was always like, oh, it's a movie I want to do next. So this movie, I came up with this movie, man. We're in the middle of writing it right now. It's a horror film. It's a horror film. And it's gonna have some. We got the announcement is coming soon. Some pretty big names. I wrote myself in. I'm in the supporting role. But it's some pretty big names gonna be in it. But it's produced underneath my production company, Laughter's Universal Productions. Same, we did the special under Laughter's Universal. So hopefully we'll be shooting that by this summer. Okay. So and you'll see that, and it's going to be like in theaters like next year. So it's going to be a pretty big thing. Y'all heard it here first because I haven't told nobody that.
That's what's up.
Out in the open, yeah.
When we gonna get another special?
So I'm writing right now. You know, it's crazy. I was just telling somebody today, man. I'm actually writing now. I'm writing now. People keep saying like, you got the club now. You know, when you gonna put yourself on the calendar? You keep putting all these other people on the calendar. When you gonna put yourself on? And I was like, later on this year, I'm gonna start working out stuff for the new special. It's one of those things where I think once you do a special, you kind of gotta go, like after you do that, you go, whew, okay, I said what I wanted to say there, and then you gotta go live a little bit and get some more experiences under your belt, so it don't sound like a redundant jokes. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. Right now, I'm just living. I'm just experiencing different things in my life. I'm documenting them, and then as I live and experience and travel and meet new people and building relationships, I got more to talk about, you know. And so that's what I am right now. I'm in this developing phase and documenting stuff, and then when I feel it, you know, like with the special with daddy issues, I felt it. I knew I was ready. I think I worked daddy issues out maybe 3 times before I shot it.
Okay.
And then I was like, so now I feel like, you know, right now, some ideas are coming for the next one. But the next one, I'm going to shoot probably here at this F&M Bank Arena. It's a pretty big arena. It's like 6,000 seater. Okay. So I'm going to shoot that one pretty, like what I did there, it's going to make that look like nothing. What I just did with daddy issues, I'm going like big boy. So it's going to be crazy.
That's
you know,
what's
coming
up.
out the stage, everything. It's going to be crazy.
As you were saying, you know, live a little bit, you know, and then you get things, and my mind went back to you being in Florida, and it was around Christmas time, and we went to this little whatever it was. Man, I know I took a picture, but I can't find it. But there's this picture I took of you on this carousel, and again to know that you to this you. It's like,
I still got it somewhere.
You carefree.
Yeah.
Carefree. Like it seemed like not a care in the world. And just to see, you know, how you went from that person to this person is like amazing to me.
Yeah.
You know, and as we were talking before, you were like, nah, bro, you know, I'm still the same person. And you know, you hear a lot of people say that. But I can definitely genuinely say, you still the same person, because you know when I called you that time to ask you about, you know, when did you know, you answered the phone the same way. What's up, bro? And I'm like, you know, hey man, just da. And then when you called me, you was like, bro, why you tripping? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know I'm gonna do it, and I'm like, in the back of my mind, I was like, no, I didn't know. Like, I was hoping.
You know what's crazy is I remember when you called me about that, and I remember telling you. The very fact that you're asking me this question lets me know you're ready.
So the other reason why seeing you, I don't want to use the word mature because I don't think that's the right term, but seeing you grow into this person, you know, lets me know, like, because there was, I think when you came down to Florida, one of the things you said to me was like, bro, I've been watching you. And I like the moves that you're making. And I would always tell people, especially new people, because I, you know, right off rip, like you say, when comedians get together, like it's always like a one-up contest. Like, you know, so one time I did this show and I told this joke and I got a standing ovation. A standing ovation, man, I had people spitting up, they looking at me. I don't often tell people like, yo, I do comedy. They find out and then we go from there. But I remember I probably even told Joe, like, you know, at one point there was a time when I didn't focus on nothing but comedy. And had I stayed with that level of focus, so when I see you with that consistent level of focus, it's like, man, not in a jealous way or anything. It's like, but this too could be you. Now his path is his path, and that was what God ordained for him. So it's never, man, his life could have been my life,
right?
But man, stop procrastinating, and do the things you're supposed to do. So at that point, because I mean, we even talked, and you was like, "Listen, I'm trying to tell you, when I get the tour together, I'm bringing you." And I think things happen for a reason. I told you earlier, I don't believe in coincidences. I believe in confirmations, and I believe that your path went the way that it went for your life, but because of our lives intersecting, it couldn't go the way that I needed it to go, because then I would not have appreciated it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you worked your butt off. There's no doubt in my mind. You worked your butt off to get to be who you are. And for you to build that, and then I just kind of piggyback on it, would not have meant nothing. So the ups and downs, for me, and there's times when I walk into a room and the legacy of who I am still exists. And they're like, I heard about you and blah, blah, blah. And there was somebody I worked with, when they found out I did comedy, she was telling me, I was talking to, I think she said one of her kids or something to that effect. And I was telling them, I work with this guy and I think he does comedy. And then, my son told me, I know a guy, he's local. What's his name? And she's like, I think his first name is Robert. And then like, Robert Bass? Oh man, he's hilarious, blah, blah, blah. And so, the ghosts of shows past. And so, it was a thing. And I think even that night when you reached out and you was like, bro, call me, the thing for me was I had to mature. Yeah. I had to mature in understanding this gift that I got, why I got it, and how to utilize it properly. And I think when I see you, I don't know every bump that you went through, to get to be who you are. Yeah. But I can sit back and say, whatever it was, he navigated it well. And you are like a poster boy for don't listen to what people tell you. Right. Go for what you know, because just as easily, you had been 6-7 years in when we met in Atlanta. I think at that point, I really want to say it was probably like 2011. So I was only in it for like a year. Yeah, maybe 2012.
Yeah, I think you might be right, because I feel like my oldest son was a baby. He about to be 4.
Yeah. So it's a thing of understanding, like, do what it is that you're called to do. Yeah. And then going back to the living life, man, at that point in time, I was married to somebody else, man. I don't even got remarried. But even in that, like, there was a conversation at one point where, if he goes out on the road with you, I got to make sure we got to have people that watch him. And you was like the first time it was said, you just kind of, no, I don't really run with that kind of operation. So he'll be fine. He'll be fine. And then it kind of came up again, and he was like, no, we don't get down like that. And it was a thing for me.
Like, how you think we living on this road, man?
Yeah, and so then it was a thing wherein I think in that moment, I think that was when my eyes started to open. Like, bro, the foul things that you have done in life, can affect the great things that you're trying to do in life. And so, man, it is you. Yeah, bro.
I appreciate that. That was so. All I'm hearing is, so you getting in shape. So when I shoot this next special, you coming to open up. That's what I just heard.
That's what you heard.
That's
man. I'm on the plane now.
I heard. That's what I heard. I heard y'all.
I'm on the plane now.
Y'all hold him accountable.
Bro, I will fly out to support you. Doing just 2 minutes. I'll give you
open that show.
You want me to? You say what? 2 minutes? Okay. I got my bag. Got my bag. I'm on it. You already know.
Yeah, because
that's you, and that's the thing. And I remember telling people like all the time, like I was like, especially like before I made that first call, I was like, man, I got a friend. I think he really gonna do some things, and he said when he do some things, I'm gonna be on the road with him. Yeah. And I know a lot of people was like, man, you gonna shut the hell up and get to work. Like, we here working, okay? Yeah. You can do your pipe dreams, at another time, but right now we supposed to be working. Yeah, so, man. So we got a movie coming up. We're gonna keep it under wraps as to everything, but it's gonna be major. We're working on the next special. how's life? How's the wife? How's the kids?
You know, they don't like me. No, I'm just like, nah, everybody's good, man. No, everybody's good, man. Everybody's good. You know, since you see me, like, I got 3 kids now.
Yeah.
My oldest is about to be 14.
Yeah.
Kingston just turned 7. My daughter just turned 4. You know, the wife, she's doing her own thing. You know, she was a nurse, but she's doing her own thing, developing her own stuff, and I think everybody's just coming into their own form, and you know, my plan is to phase myself out in the sense of maybe I won't be the entertainer of the house. Maybe I'll be the guy who be like, I'm related to so and so. You know,
Oh,
I just sit on a couch and just enjoy, enjoy. Just, you know, because I look at stuff and I go, you know, one day I just want to be at home. One day I just, like, I'm a homebody when I'm like in the sense of, like, when I'm not doing something for somebody, or I'm not in a meeting. Mm-hmm. Other than that, I prefer to be home. I prefer to enjoy, you know, just be at the crib. I'm not the guy who got to be in the club every weekend. I'm not, you know, because a lot of entertainers got to do that. I don't. I'm okay with home life. I'm okay with being at home doing nothing. Leave me alone. Find me a good show to binge. Yeah. Oh my God, that is heaven. And have me some my favorite dish, which is spaghetti. I can eat that all month. And some juice. Yeah. Oh, bro, that is life for me. So, but everybody's doing great, man. Everybody's coming into their own thing. I think I'm just, you know, my job is to be in a position I'm in, to fund their dreams. You know what I mean? Whatever they want to do. My oldest being he's a music producer. Okay. Getting pretty serious about it. My younger 2 kids, I think they're gonna be content creators. They just the stuff they're doing, like they're setting up cameras, and I don't know if I'm supposed to see their videos, but I see their videos. Right. They're doing stuff, and then my wife, she just told me some other stuff. She wants to do in the fitness field and all that stuff. So you just like you just sit back and listen to everybody, and you go, Okay. All right. Well, where can I throw this money at? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, that's pretty much it, man.
I know a lot of people, you know, they say whatever to astrology. But when you said, like, you know, I don't have to be in the club, like I'm a homebody, it reminded me that you and I, we're both Cancers. Yeah. Our birthday is right. Our birthday is off by 4 days. Yeah. Because I tell people that, and I always tell them, like we'll go and we'll do a show, and they don't, you know, they don't expect whatever it is they expect. So, like, there's a network called Don't Tell Comedy. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, lately that's how I've been working my material. And the best part about it, I don't really have to promote because it's Don't Tell. So, you know, go in, and again, you standing in line with these people, and they have no idea who you are. Yeah. And you know, they constantly tell my wife, like, wow, like, if life is anything like who he was just now on the stage, life with him must be entertaining. And she tell him all the time, she's like, nah. Like, I got to drag him out of the house. Like, you know, if it wasn't for this show, he'll be home. And that whole binge watching, man, I got one, and then it gives me like the little neck rest, and I'm like, this is good. And she be like, baby, can you take the garbage out? I'm comfortable right now. Right. Maybe after episode 3, I get up. And so it's that thing, because I think, you know, again, just the backstory, you know, of your life, and just to where you are now. Like, most people don't understand what the security blanket home is. Like you said earlier, you know, it was scary for you because then people knew who you were, and that's not the part that people tell you about. Like, it's cool to go viral, but nobody tells you got to watch out for weirdos. Like, you know, and so, man, I know how I kind of overcome that. Like, how do you get up for a show? Yeah. Like, what is your thing?
I think for me, it's I'm at home, right? But I'm kind of always, like, you know, I'm not meaning to be, but I'm always funny. Like, I'm always like, even I kind of remind myself of, like, Damon Wayans and My Wife and Kids. Like, I'm like, that's kind of me. Like, I'm always making jokes, like the kids. Like, it's always some kind of so I'm always kind of, you know, I guess I'm kind of always in go mode. But to actually lock in for a show, there's been days where I don't feel good, and then I don't know, when I get that green room, when I hit that club, it's just like, I don't know. So this is usually my move. It's shadow boxing. I might be playing some music or something, and gets me hyped up. And then when I get on stage, it's go time. You know what I mean?
So I'm gonna ask you a dumb question,
Uh-huh.
and I think maybe it's dumb to me because I feel like I know the answer. But like, is there still a moment, regardless of everything that you've been through and all the success that you had, do you still have that moment where you slightly nervous?
Oh yes, I think somebody older comic told me when I was younger. He said, "The day you're not nervous is the day you're gonna mess it up."
That makes sense.
Nervous suggests reverence, right? You respect the craft, you respect the art. So the day you get up there and you're like, "Oh, I got this." Yep, okay, all right. That's the day you're gonna mess it up. Nervous plays to a certain energy, right? So my nervousness and works for me. It's always worked for me. It makes me come out swinging. You know what I'm saying? And I look at the audience like an opponent, and I'm a boxer. You know what I'm saying? And my job is to knock them out. And so that's how always how I've looked at comedy. You know what I mean? Is that I'm going into the boxing ring, and my job is to knock them out. You know what I mean? And that's been my thing for the past 21 years of my career. This year will be 22 years of stand-up comedy. Yeah.
And here's the crazy thing. Like, you're not even old. let's start there. So, like, because I don't think people understand the gravity of when you say 21, 22 years. Like, you were doing it at a very young age.
Started as a kid. I was 15 years old. Yeah, 15.
That is so crazy to me because when I look back, I've always been this guy. Like, I've always been the guy that joked. That was a point in my life where I was like, bro, I don't want to fight.
Yeah.
I'm into girls, right? You find you a girl, like, right. And if you found you a girl, you might not want to get in the fight with me. So, then humor would get me to the point where they was like, "Yo, you funny."
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to fight you.
I don't want to fight you. Yeah.
But if anybody else mess with you, let me know. Now all of a sudden, I went from them trying to fight me to them being my bodyguard, and people would be like, "Yo, you should try stand up," and I was like, "Nah, I'm good. I want to be a rapper."
That's so funny. That's so funny.
I want to be a rapper. I don't. Comedians don't get no. I'm gonna say women, but that wasn't the term I used back then. Comedians don't get no. And so and then in hindsight, that probably was the problem. But anyway, so then it's like one night, my job they did an annual talent show at the time. And Liquid Courage. I'm sitting in the audience and I'm watching this guy and he's performing, but it's not clicking. Like,
yeah.
And the irony of it is when I look back, I could see where the jokes were supposed to connect.
Yeah.
But they weren't connecting. And I kind of uttered the phrase around people like, man, if this is all it takes, I'll be in the talent show next year. Yeah. And at that point, I think I had only been working there probably like 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
So I hadn't fully opened up. So by the time the next year came, people who didn't hear me was like, yo, you should. And so it wasn't until, I got on that stage, it was a different feeling.
Yeah.
So that kind of segues into my next question. I know when people ask me, hey, if you have any advice, as it pertains to someone who's thinking about doing comedy, what advice would that be? I always tell them the first thing I would tell you is to get on stage.
Yeah.
What would be the advice that you would give to anyone?
I always say, man, comedy's about a point of view. Yeah. So don't be afraid to have a perspective about something. I think when we understand the art form of comedy that lives, you got to understand why they want it dead, right? You got to consider the sources that want it dead. Comedians serve as narrators of society, right? We've always done that, right? We talk about stuff that everybody obviously can see going on, but we are to point it out, and that's what makes it comedy. That's what makes people laugh, is that we're pointing out what people already know to be true. So that being said, man, I think I always tell comics that are just starting out, which obviously at the club we got open mic. Open mic is going on right now as we speak at the club.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
No. We got hosts. They're
okay. He's like, we got hosts.
Yeah, but they're doing it right now. But I always tell those guys, man, like have a perspective, and the age range from younger than me to way older than me. You know what I mean? But if you have a perspective, that's what makes great comedy. Great comedy is a conversation starter, whether it offends you, makes you laugh, whatever, makes you cry, whatever. Great comedy starts conversation. If it doesn't provoke conversation, then you probably didn't do it right.
Right. So here's what I want to know. What do you want people to know? What if I'm going to give you this time? Tell them things. I want you to have an Eminem moment. Why don't you tell these people some things that they don't already know about you?
That's funny. Man, I'm just a regular dude. I mean, everything I do in my art form is something that I want to take from me, take my experience, and I want you to be able to see yourself in me. And that's white, black, other, I don't care what it is. The human experience is always going to be a relatable thing. How we experience it is different, you know what I mean, based off of whatever. But the human experience, we all experience sadness, happiness, fear, all these things are human emotions, right? That are not exclusive to any one race, right? Any one creed. So I think once you speak general, you speak human, right? Mm-hmm. Then you understand all of the stuff I'm on stage talking about. That's why I can make people laugh that have never grown up in the projects, that have never been black, that have never been this, but they get the human experience, and that's what it is for me. Laughter is universal. It truly is. Like, it doesn't matter.
I love that.
You know what I'm saying?
I love how you keep saying it.
Right.
Like, and people don't realize, like, it's not just a saying, it's an entity.
It's an entity. Like, that's my production company. I named it that because I live by that. It is truly a universal thing. Right.
So outside of my phone, where can people find you?
You can find me on all social media platforms. Comedian DJ Pryor on all social media platforms. Comedian DJ Pryor.
That's it, bro. I'm probably gonna thank you for the rest of the year, and God willing, as long as I'm alive, this is gonna be a moment. Simply because, like I said, in the beginning, I know the direction I want to take it, and for me, I thought to myself, who better to start the year off than you?
Thank you,
because I know your story. I know you. I know the greatness that we've already experienced, and there's no doubt in my mind, as long as God gives you time, that story is only going to get greater.
Thank you.
I thank you for being a friend. I thank you for allowing me to watch this thing.
Yeah,
this thing that is comedian DJ Pryor just explode. So thank you for being my first guest of 2025, for setting it off right.
Oh man, I'm honored.
I appreciate you more than you'll ever know, and I ain't playing, bro. If you tell me, bro, I'm about to do this special, I need 2 minutes out you, I'm there. I'm there.
And we're gonna be like, right before you come out, we're gonna play this clip that I said it, and then you're gonna walk out on that stage in front of 6,000 people going crazy.
Listen. I'm gonna be like, you're gonna be like, is everything all right? I was like, yeah, no, I'm running to the airport right now. Right now. So I want to thank you again.
Yeah, brother.
I can't thank you enough.
Let me say something real fast, if I may, please.
Yes, sir.
DJ, just please keep in mind, this is the Indie Escape Network, where creatives unite. We're based on indie filmmaking and everything. That was our roots to begin with.
Okay.
So we're just expanding now, and we look forward to everything you have coming up.
So y'all gonna have to get the exclusive. Y'all gonna have to come on here when I got some more announcement stuff to come on here and announce.
Bro,
come on now.
This you already know. Shoot me. Well, I know you don't do text messages, which is so funny now. Call me. Like, and that was the thing. Like, when my phone rung, like, your name popped up, and I'm like, oh snap. Shit.
All right, so DJ, clearly Robert doesn't know how to close a show, so I'm going to help him out.
No, man, I'm just super excited. That's what that is.
Because he's going to go on until midnight, 1 a.m.
I'm not going to sleep tonight.
But it was absolutely fantastic having you on the network.
Thank
We
you, bro.
really
Thank
appreciate
you.
you coming on. And we look forward to having you come back in the near future.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, man. Y'all have a
Absolutely.
great one, man.
Hey, I
Good
appreciate
night.
you, bro.
Thank
All right.
you.
All right.
Dude.
Whatever, Joe. I don't care what you say, bro. Like, I'm super excited. That's my guy. Like, that's my guy. So yeah, I'm not going to sleep tonight. I am gonna be up all night. I'm gonna watch this probably 3 or 4 times. Like,
no, wait a minute. Does DJ want to come to Superman? Hey, we're going to the Superman premiere, or no, the
listen,
weekend, opening weekend.
Ooh, excuse me. I don't know, but here's the thing. I really feel like JW owes me like a large thing of popcorn because what
For
did he
Fat
think? I
Cavill?
was just like did he think I was just making that up? Like I was not making that up. And ironically, the post that he posted was exactly where I got the story from. Oh, man. You gonna stop doubting me, JW?
All right, Robert. So you had a show Saturday in Lauderdale, I think. How'd it go?
It went well. I mean, first and foremost, like it always goes well, right? So it always goes the way that I expect it to go. You know, I do what it is that I feel I need to do. You know what I mean? And so I think with it being a new year, there's a new branch. So like DJ was saying how he's working on his special, like I'm working on getting back to who I was, right? I'm humor is humor. And being funny, I think you don't lose it until you don't use it. If that sounds crazy. Yeah, I see this. I need you in the office tomorrow at 9. You ain't even got to worry about that. I'll be there. Sleep depraved, but I'll be there. So just bring the coffee, bring the donuts, and we in there. So so that's the thing. I'm just working. What up, T Swizzle? I saw you speak earlier. T Swizzle in the house. And Raven. Me and Raven are now friends on Facebook. So there's that. But yeah, man, it went well. It always goes great, and I think thanks, J Dub. I think that for me, as it pertains to like shows now, it is there's still always a level of nervousness, but when it goes the way that I expect it to go, then there's always the okay, well, all right, now the next show has to top that and keep putting them together. So there's some things. This year is going to be good. I know that what I do know, and they haven't started putting the flyers out, is I know the next local show that I can actually promote will be March 8th. It will be in Fort Pierce, Florida, at the Black Box, which is connected to the Sunrise Theater. As soon as the flyers come out,
Nice.
I'll start posting them. I am featuring for Patrick Garrity. So I shouldn't say it should. It's always a good show. They always put on a good show. So that's the next one that I know I can promote. All right.
Nice.
With that being said, since I don't know how to close shows, you know me. You know how to find me on.
Well, we got to close this show. So
yeah. So you already know who I am. If you obviously we're on Facebook. I'm comedian Robert Bass. I'm also comedian Robert Bass on the soon to be, I guess, canceled TikTok. I'm World Klass Clown. Class is with a K on Instagram. I'm there. We're there. We're all there together. I don't post on what used to be Twitter, but if you ever want to look for me, I am World Klass Clown there as well. So I thank you guys for tuning in. Joe, you got anything you want to tell them?
Real fast, ladies and gentlemen. Again, if it's your first time tuning in, please go to our socials, hit the like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Again, doesn't cost you a thing, means the world to us. We greatly appreciate it. And next show is 2 weeks from tonight. Yes. We know what's going on?
Glad that you said that. No. So I thought about it. Man, I'm gonna be in Vegas, man, celebrating my anniversary.
What do you say? Vegas is more important than
breathing is, and I don't want my wife to kill me. So Yeah. So no. Unfortunately, I think this is when I'm gonna take the break. So we'll be back the third week of February.
Nice.
All right.
All right. That'll work. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for hanging out with us this evening on the amazing episode. And if he's going to keep dancing like that, I definitely have to do that.